Hi friends, it's Sherry here, and today I'm going to talk about PIXY and my experience at the PIXY concert in Columbus, as well as I had the everything ticket, so sort of everything about the everything ticket and what happened. So first off, I will say that this is one of the most well organized concerts I've been to, K-pop related. And everyone in line was absolutely amazing. Their staff was amazing. The venue staff was amazing. Like, in general, I had such a good time, partially because the staff there were wonderful and kept things so organized. And so a little bit about that. We got there and it was me and Jess, I had met Jess the day before at the pop-up cup sleeve PIXY event that there were 2 K-pop clubs in Ohio had put on, and I was like, what time are you getting there? She's like, I'm gonna get there like this time. So I'm like, okay, I will be there too, since I had like nothing else. Like, the day was planned around this concert, so I was like, okay, I will be there. And then we met at the venue, and then we just kind of spent like the whole day chilling and talking. Like, she's super nice and everyone there was super nice. We did a little bit of numbering, but kind of only numbered like the first 30 people that showed up, because one of the girls who had gone to the day before, I think they were in Indianapolis, she was like, oh yeah, no, the staff come and they will put everyone in lines and number people, and they're like, it's really good. So like, okay, if the staff are really organized, there's no real need for like us to need to be super organized if they've got this. So around like 2 or 3 hours before the concert, the staff member came out and wristbanded the people who had the everything ticket, which were the first group going in. And yeah, the wristband had numbers. It was so nice. It was just so nice, so organized, so nice. As we got everyone into their lines in number order, it was just beautiful. And then also, I don't know, we got donuts. People in the everything line, like, he just came out with like a boxes of donuts. He's like, you want a donut? And we're just like, yeah. And also, they were like filming bits and pieces, which I don't know, because the PIXY vlogs are really short. They're like only a minute 30, but they was filming a lot of footage. Because we were doing random play dance and we were making jokes. And also, Lola had sat out of the previous night's concert because I think she has a knee injury and it was getting really bad. So we weren't sure if Lola was going to be there. And for the person taking the videos, I went up to him and be like, Lola 괜찮아요? Because he was Korean, and I heard them speaking Korean before, so it wasn't me assuming. And he was just like, oh, and it's just like, oh, Lola 괜찮아. And I was just like, turn around, Lola's fine, she's gonna be here, guys. And we all started like chanting Lola, 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 and they got that on film. I hope she saw that. I think he said like, oh, she's gonna watch this, and I'm like, oh, that's so cute. But yeah, and he filmed me and Jess just like posing with the donuts, very like, I don't know why, we were slightly delirious at that point. But yeah, you go in and you are put into these rows by your wristband number, and the first thing was the fan sign. So with the way how the venue was set up, they had the fan sign on like the second floor, so we kind of like went in a file just up the staircase, and it was really hectic. I've never gone to an American fan sign. I've only been to the fan sign in Korea, which it's just like the whole event is a fan sign, so you kind of get more time. This felt very rushed. I get the time constraints because they had to perform after. So yeah, you can buy a poster to get signed, or you can, like, if you brought an album, they can sign the album. It's 1 signature like per member. And I bought the albums, and I bought like the little inserts from the album. I wasn't sure because originally I didn't know it was only 1 signature, so I was like, oh, it'd be cute if they like signed the photo card and this, but it was only 1 signature, so I'm like, okay, we're gonna sign the insert. And yeah, I was like freaking out and shaking. My roommate was just like, are you good? Because I was like shaking. I was so nervous. For first interactions, I'm always like super nervous, and they're like all like so pretty. But yeah, we got all of it signed. So you kind of like go up to each member. They're all sitting, and then you're like, you hand them the thing, and then they sign it. Yeah, so Dia is really nice. I also gave them like necklaces I had made with their name on it, but it was like so rushed. So it's just like, ah, here, take it. They're like, oh, thank you. Like very confused. You're like, oh. And then Lola was there, and I literally was just like, oh, how are you? And I'm like, I'm good. Are you good? And she's like, oh, I'm okay. I'm good. Her signature is absolutely adorable. And then we have my bias, Tajang, which, okay, this is now the second time this has happened to me. But I don't know like what it could be this time, but she took this and then she looked up at me and she's like, oh, we meet again. And I'm like, no, we have never met. I'm guessing it's someone with like similar hair, but I'm like, we have never met. And she's like, oh, okay. But this is literally the second time an idol has like thought they've met me, and the other time it was like he realized he had actually seen my YouTube video. But this, I have not made a YouTube about them. I don't know if, are you on the Rose's like TikTok stuff? Because I post a lot of that. But her signature is also very cute. And then we have are we good? My phone just suddenly died. Okay, we're on to Sua, and she actually held out like 3 of the pens, and she's like, pick one. I'm like, silver, and she's so cute. And then we have Dinji, and she, I say this, and I don't know if it's weird to say this, but I feel like she is so like well-mannered, because you sort of have to like slide like I just slid it to her because it was hard to like pick it up, and so I expected her to like slide it back, and the guys behind were like yelling at us, being like, hurry up, and I was just like, she's still signing, like let her sign. But instead of just like sliding it back to me, which is quicker, she like struggled to like, and then she picked it up with 2 hands and handed it back to me with 2 hands, and I'm just like, oh, that's so nice. And she gave me like an extra heart because that's in her signature, and then I have a little heart here. So cute. They're all so cute and adorable. Okay. After that, you have the group photo, and I still to this day have no clue where the group photo is posted. But it's a group photo in groups of 10, and it's literally in the group like of how you lined up. So I know in other places you can pick your group, but this was just like literally you keep in the rows you were in the whole time, and it's just like, okay, group of 10, go. This was a little confusing, so because basically the photographer kind of told us where to stand, but like he was just like, oh, you go here, and so I thought like, oh, do I stand on the outside? And he's like, no, here actually. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like I was so confused, and it was so rushed. But then also, so I think it was Rinji in front of us, and Jess was like, oh, can we do a heart? And I also leaned over. I wanted to do like a cheek heart. That was my whole theme of the day, was the cheek hearts. I think they're called like ball hearts or something. I was just like, can we do that? And she misunderstood. So she's like, yeah, let's do that. I'm like, okay, close enough. So I want to see it, but I just have no clue where it is. And then after that, you got whatever merch you wanted, and then you just go to your place in line for the concert. So what spot you wanted in the concert. Oh, my light stick's downstairs. But I got a light stick. They were also, the prices for their merch was really relatively good. The light stick was only $25, and if you know light sticks, that is really not bad. Also, it has like 6 different colors, and it was really quite sturdy, so very good quality like stuff. And then we kind of just chilled for around 2 hours before the concert started. With the concert, so they have like the little doll rabbit thing, and it's dead ass a little creepy. Like it literally just like kind of rose up, and we're just like, what's going on? And they have really nice like intros where they like, it's kind of like a story, so there's a little bit of narration, and then they walk out to their names and then pose. The stage was like kind of high, so just being a barricade, it was like, it just felt like my neck was like dying the whole time, like hello. But yeah, the girls are super cute. There was a lot of like fan service there too. So I have one, like you can't really see it because it's dark, but I was giving hearts to Tajang, and she was just like, oh, And there was a lot of like cheek hearts, there was a lot of hearts, there was just a lot of waving. It was so nice. The girls are really strong live dancers, and singing was on point. Lola, because of her injury, sat down on the side. But what I really love is that the girls would like hype each other up whenever it was like another member's turn. So when Lola was singing, they'd kind of like point at her like, over there, look at sis over there, she's slaying. And it was just so cute. Overall, the concert was great. I will include concert clips at the end of the video. And oh yeah, so each of the members, I think, get to do a little solo, and they take turns between the like for each show. And it was Lola's turn to do her solo, and I just did not expect just to hear the whole like concert hall of people just sing on the top of their lungs Justin Bieber's Baby. First love broke my heart for the first time. I was like, baby, 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 oh, like baby, 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 oh, like baby, 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 oh, thought you'd always be mine. Just, it was so loud. Like, it was so loud I could barely hear her, but like people were having the time of their lives. And that's it too. The fans were so energetic. It felt like everyone was singing every single line. It was just amazing, like one of the best experiences. And then we did a little bit of the Karma dance that's on their TikTok, as well as, so after the show, that was when you get the high touch and the selfie photos. So again, we kind of got into just random lines, and then you go up, and the high touch is really fast. So they kind of just stand in a row and they have their hand out, and their team is just like, please do not use a lot of strength. We're just like, okay. So you just kind of like lightly pat them. My favorite thing to do is tell idols 수고했어요, which is you worked hard, and that's, you know, relating, just like wanting them to hear that like you've done so well, you've worked hard, and then relating to song. Yeah, deep. But I will always try to tell idols 수고했어요, and I've done it for Epic High, The Rose, for Jimin, and so I just like, as I was going out, 수고했어요, 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 and they were very surprised. I think just be like, well, you speak Korean. I'm just like, no, but be like, oh, and they're like, 감사합니다, 감사합니다. It was like very nice. Because it was so rushed. I think like one member had their hand slightly cupped. I'm like, oh, and but it was just like, ooh, gone like the wind. It was over. And then you had your selfie tickets. This was included in my ticket, but if it wasn't included, you could buy selfie tickets. I think it was $20 for a selfie, and you just literally hand the member your phone and they take a picture with you. Yeah. So it was a little chaotic then, because I guess like some people only had 1 or 2 selfie tickets and they wanted like one member, so you couldn't really do a line. So it's just, there were lines for each of the girls, and then you just go and go and go. So I just tried to do like cheek hearts for all of them. Rinji was first, and she literally just like tried, I think, to talk more with the fans. So we had like a little bit of a conversation. She was just like, oh, how did you like the show? I'm like, it was so good, you were so good. And she's like, oh really, thank you. And she's like, what pose do you want? And so I just did like, it was just like, can we do cheek hearts? And she's like, yay. Well, so I did it on her, yeah, so I did cheek hearts on them. And then next it was Lola. So like I don't know why I did a cheek heart on myself, but it's a cute photo. I think I look a mess because it's after the concert, but I think it's a cute photo. And then I told her, like, you know, take care of yourself, be well. And she kind of like just patted me on the back, and she was like, don't worry. I'm like, oh, sweetie. And then trying to remember the order. Dia, I told her like, oh, you're like 너무 예뻐요, like you're so pretty. And she's like, oh, you're pretty too. And I'm like, no. And then we just did our little heart. Next, Tajam. Now she got me kind of in trouble. I don't know, like, well, not in trouble, but so she's my bias, and so when we got the photo, she's like, oh, so nice to meet you. I was like, it's nice to meet you. Taejeon. So I don't even know if I said it right, but it's just kind of like my favorite. Taejeon. And she's like, and she's just like, oh, she's like, 대전? Like, me? I'm like, yeah. She's like, and she opens up her arms like this. And I'm just, and like I go in for the hug, because I'm like, it's a hug, right? So I'm just like, and she's like, oh, thank you. So we go in, we have a little hug, and she's like, what pose? So I'm like, this one, and she thinks it's a heart. I'm just like, 아니, 얼굴이 heart. So I'm just like, face heart. She's like, ah, okay. And then she does it, photo. And as I'm lining up for Sua, one of their staff comes up to me. She's like, you're not in trouble, but no skinship with the members. And usually I'd be like, oh, okay, I'm very sorry. But I was kind of like, I don't know what he wanted me to do in that situation, you know? Like, do I not? Do I snub her? Like I totally understand he was doing his job, and there probably like are a lot of unwanted advances like towards the girlies, you know, like whether it's malicious or not, people sometimes are excited and they'll just like you know, personal space becomes an issue. But I honestly didn't know like if I had to like tell her no or like what. So I was just like, well, she initiated it, like was I not supposed to? And he's just like, oh, if she initiated it, oh, like I'm very sorry, I didn't know that. I'm just, because I was just like, I didn't know what to do, you know? And he's like, I'm sorry, okay, yeah. And I was like, I felt like a little like, I'm just like, I would never, you know, like unwantedly like try to hug them. But they were just doing their job. I get it, I understand that. And then yeah, for Sua it was like very short. It was just like yay, like hand heart, and I'm just like 수고했어요, like rest well, and then just left. So yeah, overall experience was like very wonderful, and I came out of that like so giddy. I'm just like, they're so cute, they're so perfect, and I'm just like just had the time of my absolute freaking life. So I don't know how many shows I have left, but if you can still go to a PIXY concert, I recommend it 100%. Like pricing wise, it's so good, and with all the stuff you get for the everything ticket, it is just absolutely amazing. So yay, go PIXY. I really love them. They're just so amazing. So here at the end, I'll just include a bunch of concert footage. I don't actually know how much of the footage I can use because it's just me screaming through most of the song, but we will see. Thank you so much for watching this video. I have to see my next video. Support PIXY. Bye bye.